gates of battle sing to the clashing of steel, till all the mountains lie broken and bleeding from wounds that no magic can heal. Go, my child, to Skyrim. Got quite an early start this morning because today we are venturing outside the city. I sent a message to, what was his name? Asgeld or something like that. The man that I met in Winterhold who wanted me to help with an investigation about some kind of incident between his father and some nobles. Well, he wanted an extra pair of eyes, but he's getting 3 extra pairs. Hopefully he'll be pleased with that. He agreed to meet us in front of his father's cottage, so that's where we're headed. Before setting out today, though, I spent a little bit of time at the smithy, and I made a new crossbow. It's not that much better than the crossbow I already have, but it's slightly stronger, and it's definitely prettier work. So I gave my old crossbow to Anumla so that she can use that, and I made some more bolts, which are definitely sharper than my old ones. Time to have a little bit of breakfast before we head out. I'm low on apples, but that should do it for now. I'll have to make sure to get some more apples later. And while I'm chewing on that, an apple a day keeps the healer away, as they say. I've been thinking about what I should focus on for the next little bit. Considering we're spending a lot of time in the city, it might be a good idea to work on skills that I can use to persuade people to my will, or use other means to convince them to do what I want. But it might be more important to keep focusing on armor. I'm still not entirely comfortable in this armor, but I should learn to use it better. I've also been considering that I should try working on heavier armor as well. I don't know. It could be useful. It might be a good idea, considering the amount of trouble I get into, to start wearing heavier armor. But it's a bit of a training commitment. That stuff is a lot to haul around. So for now, I'm going to continue focusing on getting more comfortable in the light armor. Alright. Well, you ready to go? Come on, you two. We're heading out. Morning. So let's take a look at the map and make sure we don't get lost on the way. We need to go up here and north. And then I'm thinking I might want to check out this place. See if it's what I think it is. It looks like it's pretty much north of where we're heading anyway, so it's not too far away. On the other hand, it could be a trap. But I think it's worth the risk to check it out. So if we have time today, we'll be stopping there too. For now, though, let's focus on the task at hand and see if we can help out, what's his name? Asgeld? Something like that. Uh-oh. That's bad news. But who's that? That's Dark Brotherhood Assassin. Alright, let him fight the troll first. Keep him distracted. Oh, good. Now it's our turn for the troll. Ah! Thanks for the help. I wonder, should I be thanking the troll for helping us with the assassin? Or the assassin for helping with the troll? You know, I had thought that these people were finished with chasing me. Of course, it could be that this man was hanging out here waiting for somebody else. But somehow I doubt it. Let's take a look anyway. As instructed, you are to eliminate Edda Wintertongue. Okay. Apparently, if they backed off for a while, they have stopped regained their courage, you could say. Where is Bera? Alright. No. There we go. She must have been oh, there she is. Scared off by the troll. You alright, girl? Well, let's get going. Everybody with me? Okay. Well, that was refreshing. If I wasn't awake before, I am now. Perhaps I should explain to Arander and Anam Law. Oh, hello. Good morning to you.
Magic is very practical. He has no need for mysticism.
That's nice. A priest, apparently, with no need for mysticism. I suppose it takes all types. Ah, I think that must be the house. Good morning.
Good, you came. There's a lot going on here, but we need to find things that corroborate with my father's version of what happened.
Right. Okay, I hate to be a pessimist, but are you sure his story is accurate? What if the evidence says otherwise?
That's partly why you're here. I need an objective witness with no stake in either side.
What was that?
That's partly why you're here. I need an objective witness with no
What
stake
the-
in either side.
Are you serious? Oh no, that's Asgeld. What am I doing? I can't tell who's who with all these cloaks. There we go. Ah! Are you alright? I'm sorry about that. Well, I wasn't expecting that. That's a little bit disturbing. Where's Autumn Law? Oh, there you are. You alright? Good. I wonder... You don't suppose those people are here to disrupt our investigation? Or they could be from that fort over there. I think that's the place that Legate Ricka wanted us to clear. Are you alright? I sincerely apologize for swinging at you. I thought for a moment that you were one of the bandits.
Good. You came. There's a lot going on here, but we need to
Yeah.
find things that corroborate with my father's version of what happened.
Look, after this attack, I don't know if it's connected to the investigation, but it leads me to wonder, how do you know that the scene hasn't been tampered with?
Not many people can find the place, to be honest, since it's not on any map.
These people
The
did.
only reason guards were able to arrest my father is because he was forced to spend the night in solitude.
And speaking of being tampered with, what exactly happened to the house?
During the fight, the candle horn got knocked over. By the time the snow came, half the place was burned down, along with much of the evidence.
Well, I'm sure that's going to make everything a whole lot easier. Alright, let's take a look and see what we can discover.
Of course. My father said he was cooking dinner when he heard a commotion outside. The trespassers must have shot down the deer.
Alright.
Smelling my father's dinner, they offered to share the venison in exchange for a drink and a warm fire. On this much, both sides agree.
And after that,
But out
they
here
don't?
you can never be too careful. My father demanded the strangers to leave the property and take the deer with them. The strangers were insulted. In hindsight, my father should have shown more tact. Nobody likes to be called a thief. Eventually things got heated and shots were fired. These arrows are proof of that. My father ran inside and got his axe. There was a fight near the hearth when one of them knocked over a candle horn. When the fire started, everyone, including my father, fled. Given how detailed my father was, I wouldn't be surprised if your findings match his story.
Well, you also have a bit of a bias here. But we'll see. Alright. The first thing I notice about these arrows is that nearly all of them are pointed towards the house. There's only one that seems to be pointed away.
My father never liked hunting. Not at first, anyway. But he learned to love it because he knew how much it meant to me. Part of me thinks this is all my fault. Had I wanted to stay in the city, he wouldn't be in this situation. But then I think back to all those times we spent together, and how much it meant to him, and I don't have the heart to take them away. Have you ever lost anyone close to you, friend?
I have. I lost my own father, but I don't know if you can really say that we were close, considering he died before I was born. It was more than I never got to know him in the first place. But you shouldn't talk like this anyway. Your father isn't dead yet.
You're right. There's still time. I'm taking the lease agreement to Solitude to have it verified. Meet me at the Blue Palace. With your help, we'll prove my father's innocence.
I can only hope. Alright, I'll meet you back there. Let's take another look around. Well, a closer look. Ale. Coins, which I will leave. They are not mine to take. It's a shame what happened to these books. Interesting selection. The Wolf Queen. Perhaps relevant to our interests, considering we may be going to a cave that was once inhabited by her. However, again, this is not ours to take. So this is where the fight started. The blood spray seems to be coming from here. So whoever was standing here is the one who received the greater injury. And that must be the candle horn that fell. Not much to see back here, though. It seems your father lived simply. Well, I'm gonna take another look around, see if I can find anything else, and I'll meet you back in Solitude later. I didn't really find anything more of interest in the cabin. With such scant evidence, I'm not sure how exactly I'll be able to help this man and his father. But I suppose a lot of that depends on what story the nobles have to tell about what happened. In any case, I'm not heading back to Solitude just yet. That place that was mentioned in the note, Widow's Watch, is just north of here. So I want to take a look there first. Of course, there are two dangers with that. One is that it could be a trap. The other is Arander. I don't think he exactly approves of Talos worship. On the other hand, he could be more tolerant of it than some people are, even if he disapproves. Probably the best thing to do is to leave him outside and maybe take Anumla in with me. She seems like the type who wouldn't care. Let's just try and skirt around this fortress. That looks like a dead end. Maybe up here? Also blocked. There does seem to be some sort of structure up here, though. That looks like ancient Nordic architecture. Maybe this is the place. Alright, let's approach cautiously. That looks like somebody's up there? But this is just a standing stone. I'm not sure this is where we need to be. Excuse me, did you happen to leave a note in the Solitude Temple?
And watch over the souls of Aetherius.
Oh, excuse
so
me.
that the bird may trample over the serpent. And he may live in a world where champions can live as children once again. Greetings, fair lady. Do not let me stand in your way. Pray to the stars that your mind be swift and your burdens light. But remember, This dude's blessing will only grant those attributes to the body.
I don't think you're the one that I actually intended to find today. But greetings in any case. I'm sorry to interrupt your prayers. You said I should pray to the stars? Why them and not the gods?
The stars are the heavens, and the shooting stars are pieces of Aetherius fallen to Earth. That is why those who practice the arcane often pray to the stars, and not the gods.
So you're a mage of some sort, and you seem to know something of these stones.
Some say the doom stones like these are built from the fragments of stars, much like the Iliad stones of legend. Unless these stones, mage or steed, lover or thief, represent the very provenance of magic. But my apologies for rattling on, stranger, as I've not yet introduced myself. My name is Valgus, a healer who follows the stars.
And my name is Edda Wintertongue, and my friend here, who has no concept of personal space, is Arander. My other friend, who seems to have some respect for the stones herself, is Anumla. So, you said that you're a healer. Where did you learn that art?
Well, magical talent runs through my family, but I was intent on becoming a soldier.
Really?
Thankfully, my father was the type to encourage his sons to pursue their goals, even if he quietly disapproved of the pursuit.
He didn't want you to become a soldier?
No. He was proud of me, but not my vocation. I never realized this until after the war, when I asked him about restoration. That's when I saw his eyes light up for the first time. The old man had no idea what he was in for. I consumed book after book, tome after tome. I outlasted the oil and the lamps, and the wax and the candles. My father wondered if he should have taught me alteration instead. At least then, I could read by mage light.
Well, your father sounds about the exact opposite of my mother. I think she would have preferred if I had shown some more interest in the arts of war. If I had wanted to become a soldier like her. I think she's a bit disappointed that I didn't. But in any case, you mentioned alteration. Do you know any other schools of magic besides healing?
Every mage, regardless of the school they specialize in, knows a few destruction spells.
Suppose Arander proves
That
that.
was especially true, since I vowed to never again touch a sword. And of course, I did eventually learn to use mage light at my father's behest.
So, what do you know about healing? Do you have a lot of restoration skills?
I'll do my best to heal your wounds, as well as my own.
Oh, that's not necessary.
I also possess knowledge in wards and stoneflesh. Preventing injuries, after all, is far more efficient than healing them.
True. But I had something else that I was wondering about.
Of course.
You say your name is Valgus, and your accent indicates that you're not from Skyrim. I would guess somewhere in Cyrodiil.
I was born in Skingrad, milady, near the southern border of Cyrodiil.
Skingrad. The area around there has seen a lot of battles.
You speak the truth. All my life I've been surrounded by death.
So you said you were a soldier, and that you vowed never to touch a sword again. I would guess that you've suffered a lot of loss. How do you cope with that?
When I was young, my father told me to kill a man is an easy thing. And during those times it came easy for most.
The war, I assume.
But to heal a man, that was difficult. And that was something all good men should strive for. Sadly, I did not discover the truth of his words until I was stricken by tragedy. Such are the stumbles of youth. We do not heed sage advice, but rather we allow our mistakes to confirm its wisdom.
I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like you must have lost someone dear to you.
My wife. We had married just before the war began, after the Empire had lost the southern provinces to the Thalmor. Everyone knew the war would come north eventually. I picked up a blade. She opted to forge one. I never thought I would be the one to mourn her. But don't feel sorry for me, my lady. It happened over 30 years ago. More time has passed since her death than she spent among the living.
That sounds very similar to what my mother experienced in the war. She lost my father then. I take it she was killed in battle?
My apologies. It's not a story I wish to share this time.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have pried. Though, I am curious. Since you come from Skingrad, I'm from Bruma myself. What brings you to Skyrim?
It was war, my lady. Wherever there are wounded, I will be.
The rebellion.
I journeyed to the various military camps across Skyrim to offer my assistance. The Lordas and Sundas, however. You can find me at the Temple of Kinnereth.
The one in Whiterun?
I offer what I have learned on my travels to the Temple Healers, so that they may spread their knowledge to others. They say a restoration mage can save more lives by teaching the principles of his craft, rather than practicing them. I aim to do both.
That is a noble thing. Well, next time that you're in Whiterun, in the Temple of Kinnereth, I hope this isn't too much to ask, but I wonder if you might check in on a little girl who's living at the temple right now, under the care of the priestess Danica. Her name is Saronwe. I have an interest in her well-being, and if you could just make sure she's doing all right, I would really appreciate it. That is, if it's not too much to ask. You have no obligation, of course, to this stranger, but I do worry about how she's doing. In any case, it was nice to meet you, and I wish you well on your travels.
Farewell.
Farewell, Valgus. He seems so sad. He seems in some ways a lot like my mother.